Watopian Weekly. You should listen to it every week because I'm gonna listen to it. Yay!
Welcome to the Watopian Weekly podcast, Season 4, Episode 8, the podcast for Zwifters, cyclists, and everyone else. Each week, we're here to discuss all things Zwift, life, and beyond. And my name is Dustin, and today we have a special SISU edition. So here we go. The man instilling determination and courage and the ability to overcome any obstacle that stands in his way, while still bringing people together from all over the world, from 60 different countries. I just learned that. That's amazing. Here he is, Matt from SISU. Woo, Matt.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
You're very talented. Hi, Dustin.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, you should see me dance. Well, anyway, it's an audio podcast,
Wow.
though, but yeah, anyway. But yeah, well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
I am so happy that this worked out, man. I am so sorry. We talked about the time things and everything, because like right now I'm in the past and you're in the future, and it's so crazy, but how that works. But
Yeah, but trust me, the future is amazing.
I know. You guys probably have electronic shifting and stuff, and all that stuff. Yeah,
We got
super
everything.
cool. Yeah,
Beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
nice weather. Yeah, now we've got everything in Australia.
Yeah, so you're in Australia, and I'm in Minnesota in the United States. So that's is it 12 and a half hours, or what's the time difference? Is it?
Yeah, something like that. It's almost half a day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, so it's it's just crazy. But thank you so much for doing this. And so our listeners will know that usually when we start an episode, and Josh is going to try and join us if he can, but we had some work snafu things but it's okay. We're here. This is going to be great. So usually what we do is we start with a warm up, or what we've been doing over the week. So what have you been up to, Matt?
Yeah, well, actually, I've been out riding on the gravel bike a fair bit, but just getting a new bike set up for Zwift. About to kind of enter peak Zwift season for me. We kind of, we've had our Australian summer, and I'm a bit soft, so as it starts to cool down in the mornings, I jump on Zwift. Plus, we've got a lot of SISU events coming up, so I'll be jumping in on Zwift big time from sort of starting next week.
Wow. And what do you use for a setup for a trainer and everything? What do you use?
I've got the Tax Neo, which has been awesome. And up until sort of next week, I've had a really old Avanti bike that was actually a sponsored bike that I had from 25 years ago. And it's just about, I've been keeping it together with a bit of tape and the odd hammer and things like that. And I'm about to retire, and I'll put something new on it. So got my little pain cable set up with a couple of fans. So it's I think having it all set up means it's easy to use, and you use it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to have a dedicated bike on there for sure. I know I always felt I don't know. I gave my bike to my dad, actually, my old trainer bike, because we had a kicker bike, and anyway, but I was like, it was weird watching that bike go out the door, but now someone's still riding it. And I was thinking about I did 20,000 miles on this thing, in the basement. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's like a child leaving home.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to. Maybe I'll put the old one up on the wall, and I think I came third in the top end tour in Darwin in this one. So
nice.
It's got cosmic wheels and all sorts. But yeah, it's well and truly had its day. So it's time to hang it up.
Yeah, literally up on the wall. That would be cool. Yeah, in the pain cave, and then do some LED lights around it or something. It could be like a Tron bike, something.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I saw something where you have to use a Raspberry Pi or something, but you can link it to how your power is going, and then you can get the wheels to glow. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, I've seen that, and it lights up to. Yeah, mine would be just, if it goes to heart rate, it'll just be red the whole time.
Yeah, I'm about the same. It's man, except for the cool down, which that can seem to calm down then. But yeah, and so have you been doing any of the ZRLs or anything like that, or you've been just sticking outside pretty much?
Yeah, I've been outside, and I've done the odd ZRL, but I think my if you look at my race score, it's pretty poor at the moment. So I did win in B grade a couple of years ago, and I've got that
Nice.
that shiny trophy helmet to wear. But so I did miss this CRL season. I don't think I qualified for the finals, but we have lots of teams that did. So it's great.
I got beat by a lot of SISU teams, and I got to give a shout out to Tim Brown. I'm not sure if you know him, but he races.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he races in C2. Oh man, I was marking him like crazy, and it was I think a 5. I got 6th in this last race on Tuesday, and he I've been marking him all season, all round and everything. But like he him and I can't remember the other guys, but they all placed like in the top 5, and I was 6th. So I was like,
hey, 6th. You should be really proud of that. Anything top 10.
Yeah, I'm super proud of that. But like I was like, we got to beat SISU. We got to beat these guys. It's just like, and it was all. I mean, they're credit to them. They're all strong and everything. I mean, everybody raced with gave everything. It's awesome. So, but I was just getting to that last like 2K, and I'm like, I got to beat these guys, and like they're all still here. This is not good, But
you want to throw some tax down for them to puncture or something. Yeah.
Exactly. I got to
Tim's a great guy, and has captained one of our teams, and kind of epitomizes who we are. So it's great that you mentioned Tim.
Yeah. And it's too bad that he beat me, but I'm happy that but that's awesome. So yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about SISU some more. So because we've got DRS coming up, and I know that they're going to be another big presence in DRS as well. So which is awesome too. So anyway, let's how did you start getting into Zwift, and then we'll talk about how SISU started. So
yeah, sure. For me, it really kicked off during COVID. So it was used to running and walking and doing my outdoor rides, and then living in Sydney and being locked down. It was like, what the hell do I do? I'm going crazy. And a friend of mine, Martin, who turned out to be, we'll talk about it a bit later, but a co-founder of SISU, said, why don't we get on this Zwift and do some races together? And so I, kind of got set up. It was super hard to get a trainer at that time. But I got one. And I still remember our first ride. We did a London loop, and I remember chatting to him afterwards, going, "What? There's the tube, that little climb out of the tube, and we were going past Buckingham Palace, and I was like, hey, this is really cool." And then from there, we kind of went, can the legs hold 2 watts a kilo, and then 3 watts a kilo, and it kind of, ticking off the route badges. Did a couple of the Zwift plans to kind of build up some fitness. And what I found was, one, my fitness improved so much because there's no wasted time on Zwift, and also just the connection with people. I was craving that connection, and contact, the odd chit chat in the ride. And then later when we created the team, there was a lot more human connection. So for me, it was, I get a bit teary thinking about those years. It was a really important, it was more than a game for me. It was kind of kept me going for a couple of years.
Yeah. And then, and how long was that between like getting started? Then you're like, we got to do something with this. It's a good question. It was pretty quickly, actually. I was also watching a lot on YouTube, and I started to see ZRL and the weekly team time trial for WTRL. And, I was kind of questioning, well, how do we enter a team? How does that work? So Martin and I were chatting that, look, if we're going to do it, let's create a team. And we raced, I think it was the time trial number 123. Okay.
And I think we've just passed 300 now, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we set up a team, and we decided, we kind of searched and thought about it. What would we call the team? And we kind of looked at things. We wanted it to be happy. We wanted it to be we wanted it to have a spirit. We wanted it to have a feeling. And having done some research about Finland, it's one of it is the happiest country. Their people are the happiest people in the world. And a lot of it came down to SISU, which is an inner spirit that Finnish people hold. And it's the concept that kind of refers to determination, courage, and resoluteness. And we thought, look, that was a great something that we connected with. And we kind of thought, well, let's go with SISU Racing. So we created that, and off we went on our first team time trial. It's a really interesting story because you need 4 people to race. We had no social media, we had no website, we had nothing. So we got onto some forums, and we found JB in America. So we had 3, and then we found Miguel, who was living in Ireland. So he actually did the race at 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh!
So that we could have 4 riders. So right from the beginning, if you go back to kind of determination, resoluteness, adversity, Miguel's there doing it at 2 a.m. That we could get started, and that's how we started.
Man, 2 a.m. is how you started. that is incredible. And that's true though. But it is interesting. Like even in our team, like there'll be times when it's just the community that's around Zwift always it makes my heart warm, because there's so many times when like we've been down a rider or something, and I've had friends that have sent me a message that like hey we're down a rider. Does anybody can do it? Yeah, I can, but it's like midnight for me. Okay. Yeah. All right, fine. You want to do that? Sure. All right. That'd be great. I mean, that is just incredible. So,
amazing.
Yeah, it's totally amazing. And so then now fast forward to, all this time later, you've got like we need to talk about the website, because this is definitely the best website in if you haven't been to SISU Racing or SISU.Racing, right? Oh no, I'm messing it up. Yeah, SISU.Racing.
SISU.Racing. Yeah.
That's it. SISU.Racing. That's it. And it looks awesome. And you want to give a little bit of background on that, please, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, sure. So when we created the team, we I think we got onto Fiverr and spent $5 to create a little logo, and it was pretty crappy. So when it started resonating, and we thought, let's do it properly, we engaged a brand specialist in Melbourne, in Australia, a cycling brand specialist. So created by South, Simon created a whole brand identity for us from our, and it was more than our visual identity. It was our tone, it was our values, our spirit, and then ultimately everything that you see on the website in terms of the graphics, but also our in-game and in real life kits are all designed created by South. So we invested some money to do it properly, and we wanted it to be everything that you look and feel and touch. We wanted you to experience the SISU Racing DNA and that SISU spirit. So we've actually had a lot of comments about the website that, hey, is this Viz Melissa bike, or is this
it's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. So and part of the brief, we had to have a boogie van. So if you haven't seen the boogie van, that's our hero image, and that goes to all our races with us.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's got the bikes on top, all the extra wheels and everything. I mean, it's classic. It's like the wheels look like they're from the A-Team van, but if you know the A-Team, but then the rest of it it's like a VW van or something, or what?
Like a combi van, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's totally awesome. So yeah, definitely check out their website, and it has the ethos and everything in there, and all the stuff that the team stands for, which is also just amazing, and which you've already alluded to. And when we go up when I've raced against a lot of SISU guys, and it seems like they always do that. They're always there putting in every single last watt as possible. So it's awesome. So it's really cool. Go ahead.
I was just going to add that doing it right from the start has also helped, because all of that being our North Star. We've exited people that haven't lived those values or lived the SISU spirit. And now that we've grown to be, one of the top 20 teams racing on Zwift, one of our captains actually made a comment in the Discord the other week that we should be really proud that we've grown so quickly and so big, yet it still feels like everyone is an individual and part of the team. So it's getting it right early certainly supports the growth for later on, doesn't it? It just when people join, they know what they're joining, they know what to expect. If they don't connect to it, that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I got to say that because I was trying to get in touch with somebody to interview from SISU, because I was so excited about the games and everything that are coming up, the championships and stuff, which we're going to talk about. But and I talked to my friend Harry. Shout out to Harry, and he's like, I'll just send him a message. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that doesn't exist on a lot of other teams, that you can just do that. So that was really cool, and he put me in touch with you real quick, and it was. Yeah. And here we are. So
Harry co-captains one of our ZRL teams, the SISU Racing Eagles. So does a great job. Yeah.
Harry and I go way back from like when I first started racing and everything too. So he's fantastic. Awesome. And so we talk about when we're talking about all the representation of SISU. I mean, you're in ladder, DRS, ZRL, TTTs, and these big events. But can we go through? How do you want to go through all the events? Do you want to start with each one of them, and then we want to talk about the club championship, which starts on Tuesday after we're recording this? But
perhaps some context.
Sure.
When we approached Zwift to have an in-game kit, we put a proposal together that said we wanted to contribute to the racing calendar as well. We didn't just want to have a kit in game and do our riding in every other series. We wanted to host our own race series and add to the diversity and vibrancy of the actual racing calendar. And when I think back to the 3, coming up to 4 years, we've really done that. And I think that obviously helps people connect to who we are, but also we have some point of differences in our races and series that really resonate. So that the sort of context is that we wanted to add add races and series that add value to the broader Zwift community.
Yeah, and that's 100%. I think I agree. I think so. I agree. There, I mean, you always see it on there, and the Zwift companion app. There's tons of different ones, and all different time zones too. Because you were telling me it was 60 different countries, right? That you have people in.
Yeah, it's really amazing. When I started to pin, on a map where everyone was, it was pretty amazing. And in our Discord, we've got a channel for each country so that the Danes can talk in Danish, and the Lithuanians can speak in their language. And we've had people from Morocco, Madagascar. A couple of times I've had to get the atlas out. It's really quite amazing how broad the it's resonated with people. Yeah, it hasn't just been Finnish people. It's been people from right across the world.
Yeah, and it's just incredible. And again, that's a unifying thing of Zwift too. We're all doing this together, and this is finding the people that have the like minds that we do. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So why don't we talk about and I'm not sure how to say this, the pinky, the hill climbing.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
So, you did. Oh. What we've got for the first time this year, what we've got coming up during the Giro, so the men's Giro, given that the leader jersey is pink, we've created our own pinky jersey. So if you have a look at sisu.racing /pinky, PINKKI, we'll have let's have a look, it's a 7-stage tour during the men's Giro. So it's basically we've kind of looked at the Italian. We've obviously got the Bologna time trial in there at stage 2. So that goes from the 10th of May to the 31st of May. We don't have, there's other series that have, 21 stages. We keep it to 7 because we think it's, that resonates with people with a Tuesday, Saturday race over the 3 weeks. So we've got that coming up in May. And then our biggest annual event, and look, I think last year we had about 5,000 participants, is the SISU Tour. Oh, and we hold that during, it is crazy. We hold that during the men's Tour de France. So this year that will be between the 5th of July and the 27th of July. And in that, we actually have, we have our leaders jersey, sprinters jersey, mountain goat jersey, and that goes over 7 stages as well. So that's kind of our headline series is the SISU Tour in July, and this will be our 3rd year.
And that's one of the things that I first signed up for, because we were talking about our team. I ride for Coalition. I know people know that, but like we're getting a team together for that, and that was one of the first things that I was introduced to for SISU for that. Besides racing against everybody and getting passed, but and how do you guys? Are the results automated, or how do you do that? Is it manual? Or do you have a team doing this? How does that work?
Yeah, we've got a really clever what we call propeller head in the team. We use Zwift Power obviously to get the data, but Chris has actually helped us build some data feeds so that all the results actually go onto the SISU Racing website, and they're filtered by men and women, also by age, and also grade. So it's all the results. I think during July the website gets about 50,000 hits. Everyone's looking at the results.
Yeah, absolutely. That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's over July, and so we've got May and July covered, so that's cool. And then let's look at after that we've got. Would you want to talk about the reissue, or that's
what the other one is SISU. I might not get the pronunciation right either, but it's Risu.
Oh, Risu, sorry.
Risu, that's right. Which is a Finnish word for tour. Or a journey. So we've had a few of these last year where we just have a 3 or 5 stage Risu over a week, and we typically hold them, when there's not having a pinky or a tour, or so we might have one of those in August or April or something like that. But it's a shorter, just runs over a week, and they're super popular as well. And in the past, we've had, SISU Crit, SISU Climb, SISU Time Trial. So we kind of mix it up and hold a lot of different events. We typically hold them when ZRL isn't racing,
right?
Because so much of the team race in the Zwift Racing League.
Yeah, and it's hard. You don't want to burn everybody out either. Yeah, that's crazy. There are lots of things to do, and like you don't want to burn everybody out on that. So that the calendar can get packed. But oh man,
yeah.
And then we have the all important the club championships here. So that now this is not open to everybody else. This is only open to. Right, or is it?
Well, actually, this is actually the most exciting time of the year for us, and this is our 2nd time that we'll crown our 24-25 club champions. So everyone can race, but the winner will be the person that will be crowned the champion will be a SISU Racing member. And they list SISU Racing on theirs with Power, and they're in the Discord and all that. But everyone's welcome to join and race, because they're great races, and the more the merrier. Basically, the championships, there's 5 disciplines starting next Tuesday. So there's an individual time trial on the 25th of February. Then we've got a gravel race, and then the week after that a climb, and the week after that a crit. And then on Saturday, the 29th of March, and Sunday, the 30th of March, we have a longer road race, which I laughed on the Discord. It is 80 kilometres,
yes.
But it is only 1 lap.
Right, it's only 1 lap, but
it's only 1 lap.
I was looking at that, and it's only 1 lap. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, how long could that take? Yeah.
You've only got to go around once, So the idea there is that people can enter their favourite discipline, enter a few of them, or enter them all, and so we'll crown an individual time trial champion in every grade for men and women. And and then go to gravel, climb, crit, and road race. And riders that race all 5, can be awarded, or in the running for the overall club champions. So
Yeah.
they run basically from next week right through to the end of March before ZRL finals.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's a great way to keep everybody motivated for the finals too, or for whatever. Yeah,
Keeps everyone sharp, and we've
Yeah.
In keeping with the Finnish concept of SISU, we've renamed A grade to Ahti, which is the spirit of seas, lakes, and rivers. C grade is Kave, which is the spirit of air and sky, the force behind the lunar cycles and eclipses. So we've kind of, we add a bit of SISU bling and spirit to it. And symbolically, we've got the Yota jersey, which is the orange leader jersey, which dear Zwift, we'd love to have that in game.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's symbolic. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. And then can we just go back to the who chose the courses? Who chose the courses here? Because the radio rendezvous, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
What is the climb?
People can blame me. Last year, our individual time trial was actually the Innsbruck Conti.
Man.
And it was brutal. People hated me for weeks. So this year, I've gone a nice flat.
Right.
I think it's 16 kilometers or FTP test, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. And then, and then the handful of gravel. That one's, I still haven't done that one because that one's only event only, I think, isn't it? Maybe.
I'm not sure, but we've got a lot of members that love gravel racing. So that's why we add that one in. And I think, the gravel bikes need to be dusted off and used, don't they? Otherwise, they just sit in your garage.
They do. And oh man, there's so much stuff in there. And then I always end up like every time I switch to I don't even know why. Like I've switched to the Atomic Cruiser and I get stuck on that for a week in game. I have no idea. It's some sort of bug. Anyway, and then everybody else just thinks it's a flex, but no, it's not. Something's wrong with the thing. But anyway, so Radio Rendezvous, but then the Castle Crit, that's going to be awesome too. That one gets me every time coming around that second time. I always think, oh, I'm fine. No, I'm not. When we go up, up and then over. And anyway, and then the Epic Games, man, that's going to be awesome. The 2024 80K.
Yeah, it's a great Castle Crit's a great route for a for a crit. The other thing I'll mention is, and it is a point of difference, and some people love it, some people don't. All of our events are mass start, so all the riders are visible, and we think that aligns well with SISU, because say you start in C grade with all the riders visible, you might just, why be limited by a grade? You might be able to just hang on with B grade for 5 minutes, and then next time you race 6 minutes, or if you're in C grade, you might be able to form a group with a few B grade riders that have dropped back. And it just kind of it eliminates that limiting belief of just, I'm in C grade and that's where I'll always be. So all of our tours, our club championships, everything is a mass start, and it's better. More riders are visible, and more groups form, and you just have the opportunity to maybe push a little bit harder with a few riders from a grade above you. And that might just mean that you're 30 seconds faster than if you just raced on your own grade. So look, it's not for everyone. Some people don't like it, but most of the SISU members really love it because of that. Because we've explained that sort of logic as to why.
Yeah, and also if you're a C rider, you could just draft some Bs the whole time. Let them pull.
Yeah. You don't do any work.
Yeah, just sit back there, man. That's much.
But you're hanging on for dear life, and
right.
It might just work out that you hang on for half the ride, and then a few B grades drop, and you've got a nice little group to the end. So
absolutely. And then
makes good racing.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and you're mixing it up exactly for all those great reasons there too. And same thing for the ITT. Is that a mass start? Just draft?
It's drafts turned off. We aren't using the time trial functionality because if we've got 200 riders, you'd be waiting 3 hours to start. But it'll be a mass start, draft off, and then you can kind of see where you're at with against every other rider.
Yeah, and I prefer that personally because the launcher, when you're just by yourself, you're by yourself and you get past, okay, now I know I'm down by 30 seconds or whatever the interval is. And then, but this way you can still see everybody, and it kind of, even though you're not drafting, and that can also play with your mind, because you feel like you should. Why is this so hard? But it's good to, and you can kind of ride with another person possibly, or pass another person too. So.
And when your heart rate's in the red zone, I don't know about you, but my maths goes out of the window. So trying to work out whether I'm 30 seconds up or 30 seconds down on someone, it's a bit hard when the heart rate's up. So I think you're right. It makes good viewing as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and building some morale and everything too, and getting to ride with people you don't normally get to ride with too. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Super cool. So how can, I know we've talked a lot about the events, but how can people join SISU if they want to?
Yeah, so for easy sign-on to any of our events, the best thing to do is join the SISU Racing club in the companion app. Mm-hmm. How everyone's got their club there. If you go to events, all of our events are listed there, and you can sign on. To join and actually race with the team and unlock the in-game kit, it's just going to sisu.racing and just completing the online form that we've got on the website. That sends a little trigger over to us that helps us unlock your kit. And then there's a link there to join the Discord. And then when a member joins the Discord, we actually introduce them, connect them to their country and grade channels. And, if they want to race in, the dirt racing series or club ladder, we connect them into the appropriate channels in there. So it's sisu.racing. There's a little online form, just captures what we need to unlock the kit, and the companion app. Go to the SISU Racing Club, and all the events are listed there. So at the moment there's the climb, which is every weekend, and the club championship events are there. But later on, the Pinky and the tour events will be there as well.
Yeah, and that one good thing about being in the club is that stuff will show up in your feed, like your events feed too. It should show up anyway, but it is kind of a little neater that way. So
no, it is. Yeah. All the event links are on the website as well, but the easier way is through the club in the companion app, and that puts it straight into your diary as well.
Yeah, it's awesome. So and then go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, if it's in the diary, it happens.
Yes, you have to do it. Yeah, absolutely. And it's so much easier just having it on your phone too. But yeah. So and then we've got when I was looking around your website, and it's so cool that you have all these different the things about the in real life meetups too. And can we talk about those a little bit too, or?
Yeah, I might get a bit teary with these. It's one of the we knew one of the purpose and objective when we created the team was to enable human connection and athletic performance. And the human connection piece really blows my mind away. We've got people that met in Ohio last year, and they did a training camp, and they put together a whole page for the website with where they were staying. Someone mapped out all the rides they'd be doing. I think a dozen or so came from all over the states to meet. Another example's Finland Gravel, the gravel race. People from all over the world joined, and we had a special kit designed for the event. In Adelaide, in Australia, we just had Rattle Gravel, and I know we had people from New Zealand and Australia and Finland come over for that. And it's also the random meetings. There's I think it was Eddie, one of our members, rides a lot in California, and the other day he's there with Eric from Zwift Insider and Eric Min.
Oh man.
It was like Zwift royalty, and they've yelled at Eddie, hey, SISU.
No way. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's a lot of in real life meetings. It hasn't just been people that are in the same town, or country even. On social media, we've seen posts where, someone made a comment, oh, wow, I saw your kit, someone riding in Mallorca the other day,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the in real life extension of this has really been, it really blown my mind away around, there's the digital world in which we race, but then there's also the the analog or the physical world, that people put their hearts together and get together. It's been really amazing.
Yeah, and it's got to be amazing to meet people that you've been racing with and riding with for years in some points, and then you finally get to like, you are real. I thought you'd be taller.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit like if you support a sporting team.
Yeah, right.
You've got something in common straight away. And you've connected in some way already, and then it's about whether you like the person or not, or they beat you on a ride. But
right.
You've just got so much in common, and with the Discord, we've created such a great community in the Discord, that people, it's kind of like people know each other, and the amount of care, like someone puts, oh, I'm out this week, I've got a bit of a twing in my hamstring. People will comment, hey, how's the hamstring? That, a week later they'll comment, how's the hamstring? You coming good? Or, I found this, I went to, this is what my physio did, or whatever. It's really quite amazing, the community aspect of what we've created. It's really special.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That is awesome, and it's so cool to see and to hear that. Yeah, I could see that getting a little teary myself. Yeah, man.
yeah. And I'd actually say I've actually made friendships right across the world. Through SISU, it's really really amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, and it's as everybody said, like, oh well, hey, if you come to America, you can crash on my couch if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that, a lot of crashing on couches and staying with people, or someone that's been traveling has actually used someone's Zwift setup because they wanted to finish a stage, or racing IRL. So it's pretty amazing.
Oh, that is incredible. Oh man, I know. I think I've thought about that too, because I've gone traveling and I've been like, oh man, I'm really missing this thing, and like, who do I know that has a bike around here? And like, no, but that's awesome. Oh man, well, this is fantastic. So, and before I know we've covered a lot of stuff already, and this is just amazing. And people that have been out on Zwift and Watopia and everything, that you've seen the SISU kit, you've probably raced against some of these people. Maybe you've beaten some. I don't know. I haven't, but they're all really approachable too. Like, it's always funny, like when we get done with a race. I don't understand how some people can type at that point still, but they're usually usually the SISU people are usually saying, hey, good race or whatever, and you can see them later on Strava too, same deal. So that's really cool, and that really goes to the leadership and the team that you want to build, and that's just fantastic. So that's kudos to you, man. That's fantastic. So.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really proud. We're really proud of what we've created, and it's a community-led club as well. There's just so many people, from our leadership group to captains, that do put a lot of effort into organising each series, but also coordinating their team for ZRL or the Dirt Series. We've got a lot of people do a lot of things, and it's just really inspiring to see and be part of it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. And you get to race too. You don't have to just do all the admin stuff, which is even better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I need to do more of that racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we close the episode, do you have any shout outs or anything that you'd like to send out to anybody?
Hey, maybe just one other thing that we've done is
sure.
we've introduced SISU Coaching. So we actually have Tom's Flaxis is the head coach of the Lithuanian cycling team, men's and women's, and he's actually the head coach of SISU Racing. So awesome. we actually have athletes that are coached by Tom's. If you go onto our website, sisu.racing/coaching, you can actually buy one of Tom's 12-week training programs, or he's written some articles, and in the Discord he actually answers questions from our members. So we've kind of extended it's the proposition into coaching, and it's a lot of people are benefiting from that. And I'll just read one quote out. Gerardo in Mexico, we said, hey Gerardo, how are you? How is your training program with Coach Flaxis going? And his response was really, really incredible. I'm just improving so much. I just made a 20-minute PR. So I guess we've added that to the proposition for those athletes that are wanting to take their training and their performance to another level. So I guess a shout out to Tom's as well.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. It's in your club too. It's in the club, man. It's like everything. It's like the one-stop shop. That's awesome. Oh,
not bad having a head coach of Lithuania as a head coach. Yeah,
I think that's probably all right. Yeah, he probably knows his stuff, right? He knows what FTP stands for. But
I've tried a few of the workouts, and I must say I think I've done 2, and gone, oh, geez, these are tough.
Yeah. Oh man, totally. But that's awesome, man. Yeah, and I'm just new to structured training myself, and it's definitely changed everything. How I've done everything, and it's and I've gotten faster for sure too. Can't beat Tim yet, but next round I will. But
I'm sure Tim will be listening, and he'll probably some extra motivation now. For him to stay ahead. So,
oh my gosh, I know. Oh man, he's gonna beat me even more. Yeah. Well, Matt, thank you for doing this, and I really appreciate the scheduling things. I know we had issues with that, but thank you so much for doing this. This is just awesome. I'm in awe of everything that SISU does, and I was happy to be able to do this with you. So thank you for this. And
thank you. Thank you, Dustin. I just want to say thank you for having us on and showcasing what we do, and congratulations on the podcast. I think any content that's relatable and is a good quality is great. So congratulations, and thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to all of our listeners that listen this week and every week. And, you can join the SISU Club. You can join the Watopian Weekly Discord, or Watopian Weekly Zwift Club as well, and our Discord server and everything. And if you have any questions for Matt on SISU, go to the Discord, or you go to sisu.racing, and it'll get you right there. You don't need any .com or anything, just sisu.racing. You'll get there. And then you can always send them an email, or send somebody an email there or something. They'll get to you. So, and with that, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in Watopia.